Okay, we are officially back at the Who's at the Gates podcast. What's up to all of my Gators? I am here. And then, of course, we have the co host as well, Diana. Diana, you want to say any words?
No, let's just get into it. So it's a fun episode.
All right, sweet. We're about to start with Martin and Smitty on the whole Senate run thing and what Smitty's thoughts are.
What went down, and it won't come to that.
My credibility as a journalist is based on truth telling, and that ends as soon as your secret comes out.
I need this. I thought I was just okay with my dreams tapping out at congressmen. But I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do for the people, and I know what I can do for the country.
And that's worth more than all of us.
Nothing is. The loose ends, they're tied up and they're buried.
The loosest of ends, Martin, is sitting over there drinking scotch. But you don't care, do you? You're doing this.
I know who I am. And without this, I don't know who I would be.
A present father and husband. Try it, you might like it.
That's unfair.
You can't pull that card, Martin. Not when you are asking me to give up everything all over again.
My only regret is not having a kid.
All right. So,
Where do we even start?
okay. You know what? I'm gonna let you take this one.
I mean, do we start with the fact that I've never seen Martin do work? He's always at a coffee shop, so I don't know what kind of congressman he is. Number two, I don't know why he was surprised in an earlier episode. He's like, Bill, how do you know I want to run for Senate, when they're just out in the open discussing this, and you have Joey who hasn't blinked that entire scene because he's just locked in on this conversation. So just airing out the business. Number three, he has an ego. You probably have to have an ego to be a politician, but this is a lot of ego talking.
I've recognized that both of them have egos. I believe, first of all, for those who may or may not have seen the episode, this scene was much longer. We just cut it down. I was about to do the whole scene, but then we talked about it, and then it was like, okay, well, let's do part of the scene. Throughout the whole scene, Smitty was verbally just going off on Martin. Like, he had these little comebacks and stuff when Martin would say certain things, and I'm just like, Smitty is done. Smitty is not putting up with Martin's ish anymore, basically taking a back seat to what Martin wants to do. And I respect that. It's just like, okay, well, now what? Because Smitty's already said it. Martin's doing this with or without him. So what does Smitty plan to do? Kick Martin out of the house again?
I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea to be like, I didn't know he was a murderer. I didn't know. Leave me and my children alone. I mean, he's risking. He's risking a lot. I would definitely be happy with you are with being a Congress representative. You can spend all this time at the country club. I mean,
well, that was what I was thinking about too when it comes to scenes. I'm like, they have a lot of repetitive places for scenes. And I'm like, he doesn't have an office where he's at in Congress. Because I'm just like, it would be cool to have him doing stuff in his office sometimes. But I don't run the show. So
maybe we'll see that in season 3. Season 3, he's going to become a senator, and then they're just going to blackmail him 24/7 in that office. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a bigger budget season 3 and do that. I'm sure it's on the way with all these tie placements, but these are minor details. Yeah, Yeah, I'm Team Smitty on this one. Not necessarily like I'm with Martin in the sense of I don't think it's as bad as it seems because again, self-defense. But I also understand where Smitty's coming from, where people will start digging into everyone's past and it will affect the kids and all the other stuff. I get that too. But yeah, okay. That's all I have on that one. You got anything else before we move on to the next scene?
I mean, I agree with you, right? Like, I feel for Martin and the situation that he's in because it's like that one incident changed his entire his entire journey, his political career. But at the same time, we have to be realistic here.
Right. Well, it is time to move on to Ashley and Grayson, which this is a doozy. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Right about here, I believe. Okay. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. There we go.
What the hell?
I ruined our dinner.
Okay, that doesn't matter. You do. Did you see who did this to you?
No, it happened so fast.
Okay, let me see. I gotta get a look at what we're working with here. Okay. Okay, I gotta staunch the bleeding.
It's not so bad.
This is gonna sting, okay? There. Hold it right there. 2 hands. Apply pressure. Okay, I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I have to call an ambulance.
No hospital. I have you.
Grayson,
You're an amazing nurse.
Grayson, this
What?
isn't a paper cut. This is a stab wound. You might go into shock.
No, it'll be worse over there. They'll know.
Who? Why don't you want me to call? Grayson, I don't get it. I thought you were mugged or something. What's going on?
I'm sorry. I never meant this to touch you. I swear. I can't tell you anymore, Ashley, without involving you further, okay? I'm not gonna see you hurt.
You know who did this to you and you can't say? Who are you right now?
I found myself in a bind. Okay, I tried to make it better. I did something I shouldn't have done. I needed the cash and I got caught up.
I sold it.
All right. I can't excuse it. I know that. All right. I tried to take every hour of overtime I could, but I just came up short every time. I told myself if I could just have another minute to get enough cash, I would be fine. But I was wrong. I was wrong. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to climb out from under it, but there's no getting out clean.
You needed the money for your mom for Parkinson's. Okay, look, I know you would do anything for her, but I need you to do something for me right now. Start from the beginning and tell me how you ended up here.
Okay.
So tell me why you thought this scene was a hoot and a holler.
Ashton's like, tell me everything. Like, he got stabbed and the people are bad. Do we need to know the inner workings of the operation? I mean, what difference? How did you get here? He was broke. What else do we need? Now, I will say, and I'll give this to Ashley, this is one of the few moments I actually liked her. It was a small, tiny moment that I liked her. And this is where, when she did ask him, where she paused and she was like, okay, tell me how you got here. Even though, again, why? But this was her saying, okay, I'm about to listen to this man's story. And if his story checks out, I'm on board, meaning she's ride or die. I respect that type of energy. So this is one of the small moments in Beyond the Gates history for me that I'm like, oh, okay, I like this about Ashley. I like this little moment of Ashley. So that's where I'm at. But I just thought it was hilarious because she's asking all these questions that really don't matter. But go off. Anyways, Diana.
So you're saying that when knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but you're hit by a car, you get stabbed, you don't want Ashley asking you 24 questions?
Exactly. I just need her to be like, okay, we've determined that the people who did it are bad. We've determined that the reason I got into the business is because I was broke and needed to help my mother. Why are we tracing all of this stuff, girl? You're not Nancy Drew. Let's solve the crisis at hand and pull it together. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I would not trust the police force or the hospital staff, or certain hospital staff here. I think I agree with you. I think this is going to be a moment where she's going to excuse his behavior because she's going to be like, well, it was for his mom, and I think part of her is going to be like extra nasty to Derek because obviously Derek realizes something is up with this guy, and now Ashley has to be like, well, dang, he was right.
I know, right? In less than a week.
She yeah, I mean, this was a lot for a Thursday episode. I'm kind of glad that that we got some action and it wasn't all doom and gloom. I mean, now I'm just like, wait, so what's gonna happen tomorrow? Like, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I hope they don't get rid of Smitty, because you notice how Smitty saw old girl at the hospital when he was trying to find Grayson. Old girl walked by him coming off the elevator and stuff. And I'm just like, hope he does not start following that woman, and then he's gonna end up like getting pushed into a river or something like that.
He's gonna get in some sort of trouble, and then that's where, yeah, there's no way they're not acting like stealth here. Sorry, we're not gonna go over the scene, but when Jacob was talking to his, I don't know, his manager, what are we gonna call that guy? I can't remember his name. When Jacob was talking to his manager, and Grayson here was like calling him, and Jacob was like, nah, man, no cap, I'm here with you 100% of the way. And then he was like, okay, get to work. Jacob just stops in the middle of the warehouse to look at his phone and just see all these missed calls. Like, dude, get behind a crate or something. You're making it so obvious that your head is not in the game, that you're not about this money, that you're not about this bag like you claim you are. I was so annoyed. And you're just making just loud whisper calls. Can you check on Grayson?
You and I are on the same page so much, because when he stopped, I literally cussed at him and I was like, why the F did you stop to check your message when he's right behind you?
I was like, keep it moving. Oh my God. Anyways.
Yeah. But anyways, the whole Ashley and Grayson thing, I think Ashley will try to hold on to him because Ashley loves a charity case. So
Ooh.
What, did I keep it too real?
I mean, you're not wrong to call this that.
But yeah, that's why I'm just kind of like, okay, she's gonna stand by her man. All right,
yeah,
go off. Now, with that being said, speaking of standing by their man, yeah, let's move on to Anita and Vernon and stuff, because yeah, Anita is standing by her man and laying down with him too. Let's see, 3204. Wait a minute, what's that? 3204. Yes, it was. Okay, so 3204. Actually, this goes straight into it, I guess. All right, let's get into that.
The singular sensation of writing down my last chemo date.
Amen to that.
And now, time for recovery. And probably a checkup. And then this should be right here.
What's the big red heart for?
You know what it's for. I miss you, my husband.
When we've been spending nearly every waking moment together?
In every way but one. I spoke to Dr. Bauer and asked when we could resume all the activities that make life whole.
At long last.
Okay. So why did this remind me of a Cialis commercial?
I mean, I'm like, I was not paying attention to this scene when when I had it on in the background. I think I saw her draw the heart, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna go like on a vacation to New Orleans, like they always that they wanted. So rewatching that scene with you, I was like, oh, does he have his medication in check? Like, does he need to go get some refills of something? I did not realize that she blocked out like a whole week.
The pillow over my face. So this is the thing. This whole situation, I love it that they went there, and by they meaning the writers and stuff, because what people don't realize is that old people have sex too. And I don't think that it's talked about enough sometimes, because I have a friend that I used to work with back in the day, and she ended up working at a nursing home for a little while, and she was talking about they were doing their thing there. So it's something where people think that once you age, that your sexual life is over, that it's just like you've given that up, or that. And I guess my other thing is too, and not to get too philosophical here and get too deep into this, but we live in a society now where it's sort of like they want to put people out the pasture, where people say, oh, well, when you hit a certain age, these are the things you shouldn't do anymore. You shouldn't dress like this anymore. You shouldn't watch these TV shows, or you shouldn't speak like this, or you shouldn't date people at this age anymore. And all of these shouldn't once you get older. For me, you're as young as you feel, even though you'll still be your age. Don't get me wrong. You'll still be your age no matter what you do. But you're as young as you feel. I think it's really great that the two of them, because Anita and Vernon are the couple, where they made the right decisions. They did everything they were supposed to. It's a loving marriage. It's monogamous as far as we know. Who knows? Maybe a mistress might jump out 2 or 3 seasons from now, but I doubt it. I really like this for them. And I like that they were able to approach it. And like Grandma Clump said, ain't nothing wrong with relations. Ain't nothing wrong with relations. But anyways, I done babbled enough. Go ahead, Diana. You got it.
I mean, that's it. She's not a whole week. She drew that heart. Just forget everything else. Forget doctor's appointments. Forget the family. It's the whole week. I'm like, okay, girl.
She drew that heart with her whole chest.
Right? I'm like, I don't want a week off.
So yeah, I'm really happy for them. Like I said, I'm glad they covered this, and I'm curious to see where it will go if they decide to dive a little bit deeper into it. Because is there some type of, because she mentioned that she talked to her doctor, about when she would be ready after recovery and everything else. But will they go a little bit deeper into it where it could be, it could be a mishap where she thought she was ready, but then she wasn't, and then does she feel like she let Vernon down because she wasn't ready when she thought she would be? Something like that. Who knows? But it's really interesting. But yep. Let me stop sharing my screen. And yeah, you got anything else? Or
No, I mean, I just hope everybody out there has their own Vernon, their own Anita, and are able to just block out a week. I wish that for everyone.
I am not mad at that. All right, everyone, Gators, thank you so much for listening. We appreciate the support, the likes. Don't forget to comment as well. Commenting is big because commenting helps with the engagement, which boosts us in the algorithm and all of that other good stuff. So please comment, and we do check the comments and we do reply back to the comments. We'll either like it, add a heart to it, or we'll type out an actual reply. Working on some stuff behind the scenes with some shorts, so be on the lookout for those going up. And thank you again, everyone. Until next time.
Bye.